Hello, everybody. I am so glad to be here. So I hope all is going well with you all. So we are on session 5, but before we get into session 5, I just wanted to see if there were any questions from session 4. And if you all completed your assignments, because everybody was given an assignment to complete and some work to do. Were you able to get your listing live? What does it look like? Because the objective is to at least get one listing live for a downloadable or printable product. So did everybody get their listings live? Is there a live listing for your stuff? Did everybody start the project? I'm hoping you did. You can type in the chat. I just want to follow up because the objective is for everyone to make progress on this journey, for everyone to at least get a listing live, for everyone to get their products, going and get that exposure. I will tell you, one of the biggest things about any e-commerce journey that you happen to be on, including print on demand, is just the getting started and having the mindset to say, I can do this, and to get that listing live. So to bring it to completion, your very, very, very first listing to completion. So if you haven't had the opportunity to bring your first listing to completion for your downloadable or printable product, and even if it's super simple, like it could be luggage tags. I gave so many examples of ideas that you could go with for the downloadable and printable products for sessions 3 and 4. And so any of those, just get a listing live. Doesn't have to be perfect, because much like learning how to ride a bike, the more you do it, the more frequently you do it, the better you will get at it. When you first ride a bike, you are all over the place. You fall off, you're not balanced, you're really kind of rigid and it looks funny, but over time you get better at it. So I am hoping that everyone actually did get at least one listing live. And if you didn't, you still have the opportunity to schedule a coaching session. So I'm going to ask again, did anybody get one listing live on their Etsy shop for a printable or downloadable product? And again, it didn't have to be anything fancy. It could be very simple. Anybody? Anybody? Right. I'll go with it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So this is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers. This is the Print on Demand Mastery course. We are on session 5 of this amazing course. So in session 5, we're going to be doing some product research and niche research. We're going to talk about keyword and tag research. We're going to go through product validation, an exercise that we actually did in session 3. And I'm going to talk about hot niches, physical product ideas, probably going to hit that first, and then working with your vendors and suppliers, and then last but not least, connecting your accounts. So in session 5, along with session 6, I do want to encourage everybody to break out the laptop or get your notebook, and let's go through some of this together. If, as part of going through session 5, an idea hits you, if you did not write down an idea from before, from any of the previous sessions, if an idea hits you, then write it down or begin designing it in Canva so that you are taking the next steps to make progress in your business, to get this thing going, to actually start turning your print on demand ideas into an income opportunity. Okay. So the first thing, and you have to know that those people who are making money in print on demand space is, one, they did find a niche that they could serve well, and 2, they are consistent. So if you're struggling with consistency, getting up your first listing, just getting that first one up and going, is going to kickstart and build that momentum towards consistency. Every day that you do it, you're building momentum every single day. So with that, let's get on with it. Yeah, this little Zoom thing. All right. So some physical product ideas, since we are talking about physical products, we're talking about your t-shirts and your hoodies. We're talking about backpacks and socks. We're talking about leggings and coffee mugs. We're talking about paintings on the wall or graphic artwork on the wall or tote bag. We're even talking about shoes and basketballs and golf club covers and Christmas tree ornaments and all kinds of cool things that you could be creating. Now, I want you to think about Mother's Day. Mother's Day is coming up. We're about 3 weeks away from Mother's Day. So if you create a design today, I challenge you to get that design live so you can potentially get a little bit of traction for Mother's Day. Remember that you don't just have to list your print-on-demand designs on Etsy. You can list them on other platforms, but getting it live on Etsy and getting it the way that you feel it should be based on the review that we do is a good idea. And then cross-listing it on the other platforms so you can direct fill it either from Printful or you can, somebody buys it on Etsy, it will auto fulfill. That's the goal, is for you to build a hands-off business, so you have the opportunity to be able to, have your orders auto fulfilled for you, and you don't have to do anything. You just list it everywhere you're going to list it, and you make it happen automatically. So write down some of the products that you think that you might be interested in. Now, we're going to cheat for just a second. Yes, we're going to cheat. I'm going to go ahead and pull up Printful. Today we're playing with Printful. And when you drop down or you rest your mouse on the products, you can see what are the new products that they're offering. Let me minimize this just a little bit. Okay, so we can see more on the screen. So you can see some of the products that they're offering. They've got crop tops, and yes, we're going into the summertime, so crop tops are a thing. Patches, bandanas, crossbody bags. See, other things. Let me just click on the all. I'm just going to rest my mouse. I'm going to click on see all. Okay, so as these come up, you got polo shirts. Again, we've talked about the crossbody bag already. Some of you probably have some ideas for designs on bags. You also have hand lotion. Okay, look at that. Probably didn't think about that before. You've got hats. Let me just scroll down. You've got tennis shoes, athletic wear, designing something to go onto athletic wear. Windbreakers. You've got glasses, pint glasses. Of course, hoodies and zip up windbreakers and things like that. Wooden ornaments. You have a few different wooden ornament options. You got coasters. We've talked about the windbreakers. You've got wine tumblers. You've got pants. So many cool products that you can put your mark on. This is glossy metal print. Okay. More windbreakers, because we're going into the summertime. People are not going to be wearing that heavy stuff right now. You've got more of the crop top thing going on. So again, with Printful, you have that opportunity. Baseball hats, tennis shoes, patches, mugs. So this should give you some ideas. And all I did was just kind of rest my mouse under the new product section. And then you also have the eco-friendly products. So if you want to sell those things that are eco-friendly, you have the opportunity to do so. So I don't want you to limit yourself on what are the possibilities for you. I want you to think about, what I could be creating, what I could be selling. And maybe you just want to focus on the design. Maybe it's really the design part of it that you figure out what it is you want to do. And then from the design part, you decide, okay, where do I want to put this design? Now, if we focus on our last session 4, I had to think about that for a second. One of the things that we talked about was, the use of commercial license, the use of Etsy. And in that use of Etsy, I want to point out something. One of the things that I said was that if you're concerned about Etsy, I'm sorry, not Etsy, Canva. I did not mean Etsy, Canva. If you're concerned about Canva in any kind of way, you can make shirts, clothing, items, tote bags, shoes, whatever, with words on them and not use the design elements. You also have other sites you can use design elements from, but you can just do words. So this one is all words, and it's a matter of using 2 different fonts. That's all it is, not complicated, just words. This one, again, just words using 2 different fonts. Nothing complicated, just words. This one is also words using 2 different fonts. Nothing else. Actually, same font, just larger size. So my point is, again, the one thing about Etsy is that the fonts, the commercial use of any of the fonts is okay. And the rest of it is too. You can wait for it, Canva to, when you reach out to them. But the point is, if you don't know what I'm talking about, definitely go listen to the first 20 minutes or 30 minutes of the last session 4. But in any case, I want you to know you can use text all day long. And so if I go and I look at the text, you click on the one for the text and you'll see that they've also made these other designs using different fonts. Again, this one is using 3 different fonts. This one is using 3 different fonts as well. This one is using the 2 fonts. So again, different ideas, and you don't have to be limited or restricted to just one thing. The other thing I wanted to point out is you'll notice like they superimpose the shoes, the sandals in each one of the pictures. They've got the greenery in the background, the jeans that are laid over to the side, like this whole ensemble, the way this main photo looks. That's something that you can do. Okay. This is something that you could create. This is something that you could make yourself. So don't let the fact that we talked about the elements last week become an issue for you. Canva is an amazing tool, and people have made a lot of money creating millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of listings using Canva. So off my soapbox, we will move on from there. So if you didn't write down your idea, write it down now. Okay. Does everybody have an idea? If you do, type it in the chat that you do have an idea. If you don't want to tell anybody what your idea is, that's fine. At least respond that you actually have an idea and put it into the chat of what either the design that you want to create or the product that you potentially want to put it onto. So type that into the chat window, the design, either, yes, I have a design that I want to make, or yes, I have a product that I think I want to put it on. Okay. So type that in the chat, just looking for answers, looking for responses. Do you have a design that you want to make? Yes. Or that you have a product that you think you want to put it on? Can't go on until more people respond. Looking for some responses. I think we have one. Yes. All right. I have a design. Good. All right. So let's move on. I got 2 responses. Thank you. If everybody else wants to respond, that's fantastic. I just want to make sure that hopefully I give you a couple quick ideas. So your physical products and what you decide to do, you can decide which physical products, you want to put it on, or you can decide what type of design you want to create. And again, it doesn't have to be anything terribly complicated. We're going to do that today. All right. So here's some more, images or print on demand products, different websites, different designs, different ideas for your print on demand. And you can see, you've got everything from tiger designs, which I'm sure that they created that with AI, to, little, these are little lambs. I'm assuming this is a baby's bedroom, but the stickers, the decals to go on the wall. Some of you maybe had never thought about that. Trucker hats all day long, tote bags, And then they took this particular design and superimposed it on a whole bunch of different products just to see, what might happen. So you have so many different opportunities. And of course, these are not all like Etsy listings. These are different platforms. We're just going to be working with Etsy. So product research and niche research. I just talked about products. And so with the physical products, we're going to be going through and doing just a little bit of product research, and it refers to the process of researching and analyzing potential products to sell in your store. What products might make the most sense? Which ones do I think are going to be the hot sellers? And think beyond right now. Mother's Day, and then after Mother's Day is what? Graduations. After graduations is what? Father's Day or weddings. You could go on and on. After that is like summer programs for kids, or summer activities for the kids to do, or summer things for people to do. And with that, I think I mentioned, or either it was in last year's print on demand summer challenge, like all of these summer camps, they're getting their t-shirts from somewhere. They're getting those designs from somewhere. They're ordering them in bulk. Some of these camps are going to have anywhere from 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 kids passing through. And so there are whole like print on demand groups that people that have created businesses so that they can get orders from churches and from summer camps and from, wilderness camps and from all of these different programs. You've got the STEM programs and dance summer camps and karate and jujitsu summer camps and taekwondo and arts and music. Think about all the summer camps. If you don't have kids, trust me, there's parents out there trying to get their kids into some kind of summer camp so that they're not sitting around the house doing nothing all day. And so again, most of those summer camps, the enrollment is going to involve some level of a t-shirt at some point when they go on some trip, to whether they go to the museum or whether it's just to be on the premises. They're going to have these t-shirts. Why couldn't you be one of those people that creates t-shirts and sells t-shirts in bulk for all of the summer camp programs that are in your area, in your region? Why couldn't you market to those camps to say, I can get you the best deal if you order from me in bulk? I can create your design for you. I can get your shirts to you by this time. Again, it's an opportunity for you to establish a business. So think beyond right now. You're going to do a little bit of product research. What's going to be in demand? The thing that's going to be in demand is a whole bunch of summer camp t-shirts. I'm telling you right now, a bunch of them are going to be in demand. You can also think about niches. So maybe you want to serve a specific niche. As you saw, there was the crossbody bags. And so some people are all about their scarves and their purses. And that may be an opportunity, or they might be all about the tennis shoes, or they might be all about the leggings, or they might be all about the artwork. So think about a specific area that you could potentially serve or that you could target to sell a product to them, a physical product of some type. Okay. And remember, jewelry is available. There's print on demand jewelry. There's print on demand baseballs. Basketball, sports balls, all of those, soccer, footballs, all of that. So it's not just one. So if you think you want to do maybe women's clothes or children's clothes or babies' clothes or men's clothes, maybe think about niching down and focusing on one specific thing. Maybe you just focus on hats, trucker hats, or maybe you just focus on tennis shoes, and you create a niche where you're doing customizable tennis shoes. I have to, for 2 seconds, I don't know that I'm going to find it. I'm going to try to find it. There was the cutest pair of autism tennis shoes that I saw the other day, and I meant to keep it. Autism tennis shoes. This lady does custom tennis shoes. She had a Facebook for kids. She had a Facebook post, and I was like, oh my God, these are gorgeous. And I'm probably not going to find it, only because I'm looking for it. But they were the cutest tennis shoes I have ever seen in my entire life. They were custom made, custom designed, and they were 1000% awesome. Like, what is going on here? Not going to find them only because I'm looking for them, but she had them all bedazzled and worked up. And I just was like, somebody could do that. Now, the bedazzling part, of course, is going to take you some time, but just ordering them with the print on demand design on them, and then you can bedazzle them further. Like, these are cute. Look at those. Those are so cute. You can bedazzle them further. So maybe you use print on demand to do part of your business and you finish off the rest. That's another way to do this business. Okay. All right. So now we're going to, with the niches, we talked about niches in session 3. I just briefly talked about niches before. So let's go through what it takes to do some niche research. So the thing that you're going to do niche research is, of course, the first thing I always start with is it's easier for you to work on, think about marketing, think about selling something that you know a little bit about. Something that you know a little bit about. It could be anything from the type of car that you drive. Maybe you drive a Honda, and so you know that. Or I remember when the Volkswagen Bug Beetle came back out. And so there was this whole thing about decals to go on the side of your Beetle and the little plant to put in the front of your Beetle. I don't know if you guys remember that. Maybe I'm still dating myself, but it was a thing. And that was a group or an audience, a niche audience that loved the Beetle and all the many different ways in which you could, spruce up, decorate your Beetle bug as you drive around, zip around town. So there's something about you. I always start with there's something about you. You don't always have to start with you, but I think the easiest product research is starting with you. That is some of the easiest product research because it's something that you know about. So again, maybe you like a specific car and there's a whole audience that loves a specific type of car. Maybe you live in an urban area or you live out in the country. And so there's specific things about those, the area that's out in the country, things that people who live in the country may have to deal with more than people who live in the suburbs or people who live in urban areas. Like snakes and spiders. Not a fan. But the point is, you have some knowledge about a challenge and or issue or concern or solution that those people that are part of your niche are concerned about or bothered with or need help with. So when we talk about those people who love the Volkswagen Beetle, they love to put the little decals on them. It's a thing. They like them in different colors. They want bright colors, very, very bright colors. In most cases, they want it's more of a hippie vibe in some ways, but not always. And they might be more of a free spirit or more of a happy person, or maybe they like the shape of the car, whatever it happens to be. So they're going to buy things that are tailored to their car. And so their problem or solution is, hey, how do I spruce up my Volkswagen Beetle? That's their problem. And you provide the solution by selling decals to go on it. Okay. Same thing with maybe you're a mom. I'm a mom with single kids and single mom with kids. And so there's certain things that a single mom with kids has to deal with special needs kids, has to deal with that other moms may not be dealing with as much. That's a specific journey. Maybe there's challenges with daycare, maybe there's challenges with clothes, maybe there's challenges with feeding, maybe there's challenges with nighttime routines or morning routines. So there's specific challenges that single moms with special needs kids have to deal with. Parents with special needs kids are going to deal with some of the things that single moms are doing. But the thing is the single mom is required to have 8 arms, and versus with 2-parent households, you got extra arms, hopefully. And so, your stress is there, but it's not as much. So there's solutions that single mom is looking for, and you could be the person that provides the solution. So I want you to go through that exercise of thinking about, what is it about me? Write down 3 to 5 things about yourself. Something that you know, or a group that you happen to be a part of. Maybe you are a person who sings in the choir, or maybe you're an usher at your church, or maybe you're the person who loves to go play bingo. So there's going to be specific things that those people who love to play bingo, they like those little bingo dots and they want to carry their bingo dots around. And maybe there's some other things that they'd like to carry around. And so if that's the case, maybe they like a specific type of tote bag, or maybe there's some cute t-shirts so that people know, hey, I am a bingo lover. So write down 5 things about yourself. Then after you write down the 5 things about yourself, then you're going to go do some market research about those 5 things. So those people who play bingo, or those people who have beetles, like, are people buying this product? Let's go see what the numbers look like for purchases, for sales in that specific area. So I'm going to go, I've said the word so many times, I have no idea. Market research. I'm going to go see if there's anything out here about bingo lovers. Let's just see what happens. People who love bingo. Okay, so there's bingo gifts, which is probably great for moms. Look at that. Oh, that's so cute. See, and y'all could make that print on demand. That is so easy. That one you can do all day long. Bingo money. Look at that. Bingo time. That is actually pretty funny. Oh, caller, make me holler. Come on, caller, make me holler. That is cute. Okay, so I wasn't expecting all of that, but look at this. This again, for bingo money, this is a jar. It looks like these are the bingo dot dabbers, whatever, which is so funny. This is a key ring. And so I just chose bingo, not because I'm a bingo lover. It was just random. It came off the top of my head. But just see what the products are that are already out here and whether or not these products are getting any type of traction. So some of these products are getting traction. These socks have over 1,000 reviews. So if it has over 1,000 reviews, that would mean that people are actually buying this product. Do you know how many sales you have to get sometimes on Amazon just to get one review? Like you got to get a lot of sales to get just one review. So at least this thing has been purchased over 200 times. I can tell you that in order to get these 14 reviews. There's 108. This has probably been purchased over 3,000 times just to get these 108 reviews. So my point is, these things are selling. People are buying them. This is actually pretty cute, the Bingo Queen, and I do love this one. So they've got 26. Whoever made these, absolutely cute. And nobody else is probably thinking about this bingo thing. Okay, I'm just going to tell you, this bingo jar, bingo, puts either your winnings or put whatever you want to. This key ring, this is something that you can definitely do print on demand. And you see this little bingo whatever on the side, like this little charm, or let's just go with it. You can maybe get the charm from AliExpress and make or do this part with print on demand, and then just have them either shipped separately or have them shipped together by sending it over, or like if you have a fulfillment service, having them package them together. So I love this. Got some bracelets. You got continuing with socks. This has been sold so many times. It has 1,173 reviews. And it is a bracelet with bingo. And it's, that cubic zirconia stuff. This is a bag, tote bag. Not very many reviews. It's, this one has 36 reviews. I love bingo. And my grandkids. Thank me. That is funny. It is. Whether you like the words or not, it's actually funny. And so that one doesn't look like it's had any reviews yet, so it may have just gone up. But in any case, as you can see, like, someone just went to town on bingo. They completely went to town on bingo. And more than likely, they either did a little bit of bingo research, or maybe they know a little bit about bingo. I just randomly chose this. And you can see that there are products that are out here that are clearly selling or that are available for people to do bingo. So this is clearly print on demand. These two, they are. And you can do that. So when we go back and we kind of look at, okay, what's the market value? So I will do, let me see if I can find, I don't know that there's I don't know where I would go at this point for market research for bingo. I could do market research on tote bags. So let's do tote bag sales. Okay, so tote bag sales numbers, market research. Okay, so I'm going to do some, maybe find some numbers on tote bags and the number of sales, market scope, segment. Okay, so here we go. So there's always some kind of random, give you some information stuff out here. So tote bags are expected, look at these numbers. Wow. So 2023, they're expecting by 2030 that tote bag sales are going to go up exponentially. This is ridiculous. This is a lot. That's something that you want to know. So if I were doing those little handheld bags, I could do handbags, I could do different kinds of things and just see what the projections are for the market, what they're saying, what the market is already. So based on Data Bridge market research, tote bags are expected to reach 3.6 billion by 2030, which is in the US dollars, 2.51 billion in 2022. That is insane and awesome. So if you ever wanted to get into the tote bag industry, you know, based on market research, that is an area in which you can definitely make some money. That tote bag gross sales are expected to grow exponentially. And again, all I did was type in whatever I typed in tote bags, and then I did market research on the end. I did sales, and then I did market research. And you could continue to do your own research to figure it out, but go and look based on a product or a couple of products. We could do t-shirts, we could do tennis shoes, we could do, not necessarily 100% focused on bingos. Now we could do bingo daughters. We could like do a Google search on bingo daughters and market research and see. I can tell you the numbers are probably going to go up because there's a lot of millennials that are going to be going into, you know, that, well, they're close to baby boomers. They're like on teetering on the whole age group. So not that we want to talk about it, because we don't. So then the next thing you can go look at is past trends. You can use Google Trends to go do that research. So if I do Google Trends and, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Google Trends. And then after I do Google Trends, and let's say I'm going to do a search on maybe bingo because we were talking about it. And I want to see SpaceX is the topic today. I did not type in SpaceX, but okay. I typed in, yeah, SpaceX is a big topic. Hold on. I got to get to my box. I don't want home. Thank you. No. Bingo. Thank you. All right. SpaceX took over. All right. Now, if I change my drop down, if I want to focus on the US, I can focus on the US. If I want to focus on the last 12 months, I can focus on the last 12 months. Okay, so let me move this back up here. And so what you can see is that bingo has been pretty steady as far as searches that people are concerned about. And maybe there's like bingo daughters. We can type in a couple of things. But you can see that right after Christmas, I'm laughing, y'all. I'm sorry. Right after Christmas, bingo goes up exponentially. So what happens is at the beginning of the year, there's such a backstory to this. At the beginning of the year, people are gambling. So they go gamble for New Year's, hoping to maybe get that big money going into the new year. Let me just tell you, this is so my mom and my aunts and my mom's friends. They literally for New Year's, after they go to church, which is so, I don't know, it's just so contradictory. But anyway, after going to church, then they will get on the road and go to the casino so they can go play and, you know, whatever. And also they would go to places where they can play bingo. So the point is there's a whole trend with you as you see the numbers go up, which so makes sense. After the holiday, Christmas, New Year's, you got bingo is trending, and then it continues to trend a little bit all through January, a little bit through February, then it starts to come back down. It starts to level off where it was again. So there is a spike. If you wanted to sell products to people that are either looking for bingo games to go to or looking for ways to make some quick cash at the beginning of the year, maybe hitting up the casinos, maybe you could make some t-shirts, hats, socks, tote bags, whatever, for those people who love going to gamble and go to the casinos, the people who love the slots, people who love to do bingo. Bingo is not, I don't consider it hardcore money. Like the casinos are and the slots are a little bit more hardcore. Bingo is just fun. But the point is that there are people who love bingo and their numbers spike after Christmas, and they continue to stay high until mid-February. And I had never noticed that trend before, but that so makes sense. And it trends with what I do know personally about my family members. So that is so ironic. But you can use Google Trends to do that type of research to see, okay, when is this thing hot? When are people looking for it? So if I'm going to create any of my bingo designs, I'm probably going to create them in October and make sure that they are active by November, so that way, as people are looking for stuff, maybe even Christmas gifts, that they know that there's that bingo lover in their house, or maybe it's the slots or the casinos, that item is active and ready to rock and roll for the holidays. If I'm going to focus on Christmas, I'm definitely going to create these things in September or even in August, so that they're available and live the entire time of October, November, December, for someone to give it away as a Christmas gift and or for people to buy them after the first of the year. So I'm just saying. So the next thing on the list is, after we've gone through and looked at Google Trends, we're going to go see, look at reviews for this particular item, the niche. I always used Amazon as my research tool for looking at reviews. So if I wanted to look at some feedback on, maybe it's this bag, which is where people put their little daughters or whatever, dobblers, that's what they're called. I always say the wrong thing. I'm going to go in here and I'm actually going to go look at the negative reviews first, because I'm going to use that for two reasons. One, when I get ready to create my listing, these are things that I want to point out that my problem solves, my item solves. So I always look at the negative reviews for that. But the other thing is, I do want to see what people are saying about this particular product and why they like it so much. So I'm going to go look at the information. Is this something that people love? So this one is, they're saying it's bingo bag. They reviewed it. Very nice. They said, I love the bingo bag. It holds 6 dobblers. So that's something that's helpful. This person is excited about that. This one said they have over 16 of them, which is great. This one, so they clearly are a bingo person. This one has 6 markers. They call them not markers, whereas people that are actually doing bingo for real call them dobblers. I call them daughters. Okay, so I got it all wrong. I'm not even using the right term, so that might be something you want to write down when you're doing product research. Is write down the term that people are actually using for the item that you potentially want to solve the problem for. Okay, so looking at these reviews, all pretty interesting. So I'm going to go look at the negative ones, only because I want to know what it was that was problematic. So this one said that the zipper broke within less than a week. And so you might want to put in your listing the opposite of that, firm zipper, secure zipper, something like that. Not sure what it was supposed to fit in this. Maybe it's something where to be placed beside it. You have an idea of the actual size for the buyer. So they're pointing out that when they bought it, they didn't realize how small it was. And if you had put something relational to it beside it, give me an idea how big this thing is or how small it is, I maybe would not have wasted my time, which is helpful information. That is helpful information. That will help you to create potentially a better listing than somebody else. So look at the positive, look at the negative. And so I use that information down here. I use the reviews for sure, but I also use it to help me create a better listing. The next one is to search to see if there are promotions for this particular product, and also if there's ample suppliers for the product. Now, I said tote bags. We know that in this example, I was using Printify. So I am going to go up here They have, I don't know. Let me just see if there's a money bag. I don't think it's a money bag. I think it's the only thing is a crossbody bag. Crossbody bag and tote bags. I think that's the only thing that they have. So let me just type in bag. And let's just see what comes up. Okay, so they have a couple of different bags. Oh, okay, so this one is a crossover. So you can take the zipper off and you can use it without the zipper, maybe, depending on the size. Some people will use it as a hand carry. So you can see this person, they've got it as a hand carry. So this would be perfect. Again, money bag, if you want to put that design on it, going back over to Amazon and using Amazon as your idea, this is perfect for this, bingo bag. Dun, dun, dun. Going backwards. If I learned how to do backwards today. So the size of this, and let me just see if they did a relational picture. They probably didn't. So there is glasses. So this is clearly a smaller bag. And so this one this is what the person is using, but glasses, when you put the glasses next to it, like it looks smaller than what they are showing here. It's giving you the inches and the dimensions. So that is good to know. So you could potentially use this as an idea. Lucky bingo queen. I don't know. I don't know that I would walk around with a bag that said this. This is me just personally, because, you know, people are crazy. They jacking people these days. So I don't know if I would walk around with it, but that's just me. This is for us to solve a problem out there. So maybe you put something else less conspicuous, or you sell the bingo bag and let the person who is willing to walk around with the bag deal with whatever. I'm confident there's some ladies that will knock some men out, or maybe there's some men that'll carry around the bingo bag. Who knows? We'll see. So you're checking to see, you know, do you have ample supply of this particular product? In this example, we're going directly to Printful to see if they have a bag that would be small enough to be able to do this. And they do. It's just a little bit bigger than, it looks a little bit bigger than the one that they have. Then what is the audience willing to pay? So in this example, on Printful, this bag is $28.50. I do not, so this is $14.89. There's no margin there, no money. So you're gonna have to go after a smaller one. Let's see if there's any bags that are more than $28. That's $10.99. That was $14.99. That one's $13.78. This one is $13.89 and $14.89, and this one is $11.78. So that just burst every single bubble I had because of the fact that I couldn't use Printful in this example. I could maybe use a completely different supplier, but in this example, I can't use Printful. There's no margins. Printful starting at $28.50, and no, it's not going to happen. Now, even if it's customizable, if I were not selling it on Amazon, if I were going to sell it like on Amazon. Now, if I'm not using Amazon as my source, let's say that I put my bingo bag in a women's magazine, or I put my bingo bag somewhere else, not on Amazon. Could I charge more than $28.50? Could I make a profit off of this bag? Absolutely. But you have to be willing to do that work. So I could sell it for $35 or whatever the number is, so that way I can make a profit off of this bag every time it sells. I probably won't sell it for $35, might be $40. But the point is, I got to go higher than this $28.50, no matter what. And on Amazon, it's not going to happen. Can I do it on eBay? Can I do it on some other platform? Can I do it on Etsy? Yeah, definitely could do it on some of the other platforms. The key is for your item to be seen and to be found. So one way to help that happen, if you want to write a note about this, is maybe create your own Facebook group. Create a Facebook group for bingo lovers. I'm just using bingo lovers as an example. It does not have to be bingo lovers. It needs to be whatever your niche is. So I have gray hair. So if I created a Facebook group around, you know, people who have gray hair, you know, before I had gray hair before I was 50. I had gray hair before I was 40. I think I had gray hair before I was 30. So, you know, you could create a Facebook group so that particular avatar will gravitate towards that Facebook group. And then you can gradually over time put your product in that Facebook group or share your fan page or your shop into that Facebook group, and people could buy it from time to time, maybe a couple of times a month. Just post and let people buy your products. That way you have literally built your own audience and you're targeting them. So again, going back to the bingo lovers, you can create a bingo lovers Facebook group. And that's one of the things that is on our niche validation. So going to go see, is there an interest, an audience for this? What are they willing to pay? We already saw what the numbers were. Are there any websites for competition? We can look for bingo bags and see if there's any competition. Are people paying for ads? So if I go, let me just answer these two. I'm going to do website, paying for ads, and audience all at the same time. So the way that I can find out whether or not there's an audience for this particular thing is if I go over to bingo players, okay? So just hitting enter, and I'm going to just go to groups. So there's a couple of groups. There's a couple of groups here. There's a 5,000 group. There's 10,000, 18,000, 5.1, 5,000, 5,000, 1,000, 519, 11,000, 67, 820. So there are bingo sort of Facebook groups. Now, are these 100% just specific, like play the bingos with the daughters? No, a lot of these look like online bingo, but that's fine. But there's an audience. So if you're one of those people that you want to go to a specific place, maybe you're doing a bingo group for seniors, like seniors who love to play bingo, and that's your Facebook group, then you have an audience that you can present your amazing products before, if we're going to use this as an example. Okay. So that's how you resolve bullet number 9. Now, bullet number 8 and number 7 is we're going to go look for bingo blogs. I'm going to see if there's any blog articles about bingos. Hold on. Playing bingo. I could say, oh, on Zoom, there's one. Okay, so how to play bingo, 13 steps. That is a blog post, and that's a how-to as well. How to play bingo. This is a supply. This one is how to play bingo, learn the rules and strategies. Vegas how-to, another how-to. Bingo Blitz, free bingo online game. Ultimate bingo games. American Bingo. Let's Go Bingo, how to play. Okay, so I'm going to look for articles or blogs. Okay, so the 4 benefits of playing bingo. This is clearly a blog. And they are talking about the benefits of playing bingo. So they have some tips in here, and they're talking about bingo. Now, I'm sure that in some of these links, there's probably a link to either, the reason that there would be a blog is there's probably a link to a product or a link to something else that they want to sell. So these are probably all affiliate links. So just putting that out there, that's 100% a probability. Bingo seems to be harmless and fun. Higher stakes. This is a conversation. Looks like it's a blog post as well. So they're talking about bingo. And you can go through and see what are the pain points, what are people talking about, if we're talking about online bingo versus physical bingo and that kind of stuff. And there's more and more blog posts, even one from the New York Times. Well, that's old, but that's 2010. But there's still articles out here. So that's how you determine, okay, are people writing about this particular product? Are there articles? Are there websites? And there were a couple of websites, and they were gaming websites for it. Then the last part of that is advertising. So we're going to go look at, what was it? The Dobblers. I'm not going to get it right, am I? Bingo Dobblers. How do I figure out if, there we go, Dobblers. So how do I figure out if anybody's paying for advertising for bingo? The way that you figure out if anybody's paying for advertising is when you first do a search in Google, it comes up under sponsored ads. And so these guys, the wholesale bingo supplies, are paying for space. They want to show up first. They're paying to be here. They're paying to be at the top. They're not organically at the top. They're paying to be at the top. That's a sponsored ad, which means they paid money to be at the top. Amazon is also paying money to be at the top. They have a sponsored ad. So they want to show up first in the Google, and then Amazon is also showing up just underneath the sponsored. So here's the sponsored, and this means they're paying for that space. And then here's the others. Now I'm going to scroll down some more and see if there's any more paid spaces. Anything that says sponsored, anything that says whatever. And you can see all of these products are just showing up. They have bingo markers, which are dollars at the Dollar Tree for those who didn't know that. If you want to sell some, dirt cheap. But anyway, this is print on demand, but just putting it out. So I'm looking for, okay, so here you go. Here's some more. This is paid real estate. All of these people that show up beyond this little sideways triangle are paying to be on this page. So to go back and validate whether or not this is a feasible market, that it actually is generating money and there is a demand for it, or there's an audience, we've answered all these questions. The first thing is, number two is to do a little bit of market research. So we did a little bit of market research. We focused on totes though. I don't know what to call those little handbags. So maybe we could have did handbags, but anyway, we did do the search for market research and see what the dollars are. The dollars are projected to go higher for tote bags. Again, we could have drilled it down to the handbag, whatever. So you can go back and do that for whatever your product is. The next thing is that we went to go look at Google Trends. Google Trends gives us an idea when we might be able to put our listing up, what makes the most sense, what time of the year to put that listing up. The next thing we went to go do is we went to go see what their product reviews look like. And we're going to make note of anything that was in the reviews that was negative, because we're going to use that, the opposite of that, in our listing when we have to create our own listing. So we did do that work. The next one was, is there ample supply of this particular product? Now we're doing print on demand. So we have to go find another print on demand supplier that will do our little tote bag for less than $28.50. They got to come way down. So we got to find someone that will do it for us. And if we don't, then we want to make sure that the site that we put them on, wherever that happens to be, that having the higher price for that bag is not a problem, including direct marketing in either flyers or maybe senior centers, because a lot of seniors go play bingo. They play bingos all the time. So that may be the thing, is putting it in senior magazines so that that particular product can be marketed to them. You have to be careful how you market to seniors, but the point is putting it into a magazine or putting it in an article or something that seniors are reading, or places that seniors might go. And so that way you can put the product right in front of them. So what is the audience willing to pay? We went and saw the pricing, at least on Amazon. We didn't look anywhere else. You can go look at the pricing on Etsy. You can go look at the pricing on Amazon, on eBay. You can go look at the pricing on Walmart. You can go look at the pricing on Facebook Marketplace. You can also go look at the pricing in other places. So go look at the pricing so you can make some notes on what you find. It says write down the prices. The next is competition. So we went to go look for websites, blogs, articles, all that other stuff, and write down the keywords. Now we didn't write down anything, but we did do a search. We saw a few different blog articles about bingo in this example. And we also saw, as part of this journey, we also saw that there's websites that for online bingo. So again, they exist. Then the next one is, are people willing to pay for advertising space for this particular item? We saw that clearly, that they were. Sponsored ads, we saw them in a couple different places just in our first Google search. And then the last is, there an audience for it? So the easiest way to figure out if there's an audience for it is we go out to Facebook, we look in Facebook groups. Do Facebook groups exist? The answer is yes. So yes, there's an audience for it. So when we find what it is that we have validated that there's a demand, there's an audience, and people are willing to pay for it, now we can move forward with whatever we're going to do. Okay. I want to always encourage you. I don't care if you're doing print on demand or anything else. You need to go validate what it is that you want to sell and confirm and validate that there is an audience. The only time that doesn't 100% hold true is like when I'm making a unique Easter bundle, or I'm making a unique Christmas stocking bundle. I know that people are buying Christmas stockings, so I can focus on that. I know that people are buying Easter baskets because I can focus on that, or people are buying the eggs. So I have to focus on the singular thing versus multiple pieces together. Because trying to do market research for an Easter basket and trying to get those stats is not going to be something that's potentially readily available. It has to be something that is collected over time. But Easter baskets have been sold for years. Same thing with Christmas stockings. So that's the only time that I may have the data, all 100% of the data that I need if I'm making a unique bundle. Okay. But you should always follow that. It's going to save you over time a little bit of money. It's going to save you money, a lot of money, but it's also going to save you a little bit of time in being frustrated with sourcing products that people aren't willing to buy or spend money on. So that way you're not pricing your product so high that people won't buy it. And if you're going to try and price it high, you gotta isolate your audience so that they don't see the other thing. They don't see the other price, the lower price, that they could get it for half of the price that you're trying to sell it for. So you got to isolate them by getting them on an impulse buy. There's going to be impulse buyers for that tote bag, trust me. So the next thing is keyword research. I'm going to go through this a little bit faster. I'm sorry, it is already 9. So we're going to do the keyword research. Keyword research, we have talked about keyword research. And the thing is that, well, how are people searching for this item? What are the words that they're putting into the search box to find this item? What is the item used for? What's the intent? And who is the audience potentially that's going to be buying this product? Those are going to be some of the keywords that will go into your keyword research. And you want to make a note of those because you're going to use that information in creating the listing. So one of the things that I do is I've had in many of my classes that we will use Google to be able to start doing some keyword research. You can also use Amazon and eBay and your Etsy and just type in the first couple of letters. And then once you type in the first couple of letters, see what the top things that show up in the dropdown are. Whatever those top things in the dropdown are, those are the ones that are the most searched or most people are seeking those things. They're looking for those things. Okay. The results are the ones that people want answers to or want a solution for. Make a note of that when you have decided on what your niche is going to be. So if you decide you're going to go after baby, then you have all of your options around baby that people are searching for. So if I were to do this stupid Google search on, if I start bingo, well, I've been typing bingo for a while. So if I start bingo and that's giving me my city, I don't care about that. So if I do bingo, whoops. One of the things that people are looking for are bingo playing cards. That's one thing, bingo activity, bingo game. So I could sell bingo cards. I could sell bingo activity, which I would have to look that up. And then also bingo game could be online because online came up over here. So there's not a lot of searches that are coming up for the bingo stuff. But if I'm surprised the bingo markers didn't come up. So if I type in bingo M, material, marker, marker free, mania, machine, max roll, like I don't even know what max roll means, but those all came up. If I do DA, the dobblers come up first. If I just do D, because I do dotters, like DOTTERS, but clearly that's not what they are. So the dobblers, dobbler activity, dobblers in bulk, dobbler bag. So dobbler bag is the thing that this thing is called. So if I do a search for dobbler bags, now I got to go do some research. Not that I'm going to sell this, but they got a whole bunch of different bags that you can use to store your dobblers or whatever they are called. And these are all different shapes, like little circle holes to be able to hold it all the way around. Pretty interesting. That's some hardcore bingo playing there. So, and again, you see a sponsored ad here for that. That was the sponsored ad we saw before. And you see that these people, they are coming up for the word bingo dobbler bag, and they're coming up in sponsored ads. So people are paying for real estate for that specific thing. So evidently it's a thing, and I need to go do some research on that. So once you have figured that out and you type in the first couple of letters, make a note of the results that you're seeing. You can also use eRank to help you with keyword research. That's another one, Google Trends, keywords everywhere. So there's a couple of different tools that you can use to help you to do that research. The next piece, and I think we went through that. Sorry, I'm going backwards for some reason, is tags. Tags are what we're going to use on our listings when we create our listing on Etsy. So you do need to make a note of the different potential tags that you might use to identify this particular thing. But I think bingo dobblers are kind of hard for me to think of tags right now. Maybe next week I'll come up with something, but I just went down the bingo trail. You could go any kind of way. You could go after socks. Maybe you go after socks for soccer players. And so you come up with all these different kinds of designs for socks for soccer players, or people who love dogs and they want, different types of socks that, have dog designs on, or crazy sock day, or maybe people who love purple, royal blue, or something like that. So you'll come up with, how is this thing identified? It's, for sock lovers, or it's for whatever person or group identifies by this item. That's why it's so much easier to do this if you make a note of some things about yourself and then go after products under that, because then you'll be able to say, how do I identify? I'm not talking about gender or race. I'm talking about, like, okay, I identify myself as a single mom with 2 special needs kids. That's how I identify. So if I am targeting single moms, I'm going to put that in my tags. So this might be single mom solutions, or, single mom, whatever. And I will put that into my tags, how I identify. Okay. So some do's and don'ts. There's a lot of do's and don'ts here. And I really want to go through all of them, but I don't have, we're not going to go through all of them. But I will say this, is that make sure that you do use long tail keywords. That's more than one word, a couple of phrases put together, a couple of words put together, anywhere from 2 to 4 or 5 words put together to really nail down who this is intended for. You will get a better result. This product will get in front of the right people if you do include those things. So if you don't take anything else away from this, 1, use all 13 tags, and 2, use long tail keywords. That is the succinct version of what I really want you all to know. There's a bunch of other things that I think are very, very helpful, but those 2 alone will help your item come up in the search much better once you target your specific audience and have a good title. The next one is your don'ts. It says, don't repeat your tags. And I agree. Don't repeat your tags multiple times throughout your thing. Make sure that they are unique or different. Don't repeat the categories or attributes. Don't include misspellings. I don't know if I agree 100% with that, because it depends on what it is. So I just remember back in the day, people are trying to figure out not Paw Patrol, PJ Masks. So PJ Masks, people were doing PJ Masks, PJ, there were all kinds of ways in which people were spelling it, because they couldn't figure out what they were saying. And then once they figure out what they were saying, then they go, oh, okay, they meant this word. So I think some of the misspellings, especially for parents who are not always in tune with what the actual name of the stupid toy is or the characters are, I think it's okay sometimes to include some of the misspellings, but I think there are common misspellings, not way off in left field misspellings. Okay, so that's the one thing I'll say about that. Don't include multiple languages in your tags, and don't include pearls. That's what they recommend. For some people, they may have gotten different results by including different languages in their tags. So here's some examples of keywords that you can use for your listing, of course, but they could also, in some cases, not always, be used as tags. So I want you to know that, like, I will use Christmas stocking stuffer, or Christmas, whatever the theme is. So if I'm doing Peppa Pig Christmas stocking stuff, bundle, then I will use the word Peppa Pig at the beginning. It is using Christmas stocking, and it'll say the word bundle, depending on the platform on which I'm selling this thing on. Okay. But here's some other words now, like the word minimalist. I would think that would be a great one for a tag, depending on what it is. But I think in our workshop for session 3 and 4, I actually did do the minimalist planner. And so minimalist in the title was actually a good one. And that is a key word, and you want to include your keywords in your titles. So here's some other tags that you might include into your listing. Okay. Vintage is one of those. A minimalist came up again, as you can see. So sometimes you get into that place where the word can be used in the tags because it makes sense. And it also can be used in the description or the title because it also makes sense there, because that's what it is. Okay. Hot niches, I will tell you, customized t-shirts, for sure, customized phone cases. Customized phone cases, I think, are really going to be a thing this summer because you have people that are going to be graduating. Got to give away some graduation gifts. And so they may want class of 2023 on their phone case, or they may want, something that signifies their school or their colors or what they did while they were in high school. Maybe they were the captain of the debate team or whatever it happens to be. So if you decide you want to do a print on demand store, and there's a lot of people that do a lot of variations of print on demand, they have multiple stores. So one store for maybe phone cases for graduation, another one for phone cases for kids that are going off to college, and phone case, like all the different types of stores. So you could do that and decide that that's what you want to do. Doing customized phone cases, doing customized t-shirts. I said at the beginning, there's going to be a bunch of kids going to camp, summer camp. Don't forget about that. And so if you don't take advantage of that this year, I promise you next year, like, get your game going January 1. Start reaching out to some of the churches and the camps. Write down right now all of the summer camps that you heard about in your community. This is low-hanging fruit money, people. Low-hanging fruit money that's available to you right now or next year. So write down about all the camps that you've heard about in your city, in your county. Write about all the camps that you see on the different church websites that you know of. So, go visit about 50 church websites. They're all going to have a camp. Visit a couple of websites for the STEM companies that are offering, STEM camps and karate camps and daycare camps and, music camps and watercolor camps, and reach out to all of them. Put together a spread or a flyer of what your services could be to them and what kind of price you're willing to help them get. And you could, again, work it out with contact any of the print on demand providers where you can get the best margin and place these orders. Get some business going. School districts, come on, people. You have a lot of opportunity here. Churches, schools, I could go on and on and on. So custom t-shirts, definitely home decor, customizing like a painting, all of that stuff. Pet products, there are pet products on some of these print on demand sites. Dog leashes, things like that. So people will do a customized dog leash or customized t-shirts or stuff for their dogs, believe it or not. Hex totes, we already talked about that. Coffee mugs, anything that has to do with your mental health or mental well-being. Trying to find a print on demand site for that is going to be a little hard, but there are other things like those little eyeball covers when to go to sleep. I don't know what they're called right now. The word escapes me, but I think you know what I'm talking about. So you put them over your eyes, eye mask or whatever, and they could have words across it, or they could just have the eyeballs, the eyelashes or whatever. You can do customized things like that. Mother's Day is coming up. So again, everybody needs a little rest and relaxation. You could do something with towels and doing a unique terry cloth towel or terry cloth robe. There are robes that are on some of these print on demand sites. And so again, having the opportunity, something to help people to relax and to calm down, breathing, scented candles, those are all mental well-being. So you could create a website or you could sell products that are all around mental well-being. You can also do products that are around Christian themed things as well, including, Bible covers or Bible cases, bookmarkers that are customized. All of these are opportunities for you. I'm hoping, because you guys have been writing this down, I'm hoping that you're finding that I'm giving you a bunch of ideas that maybe you hadn't thought of before, but these are all hot niches that people are looking for solutions to. And then, of course, you've got still your gloves and the mask and hand sanitizers. You can get those customized bottles of whatever the name on the outside of the hand sanitizer. I think that's helpful. Like if you're going to send your kids off to camp, you got to buy a lot of it. And your kids are going to a whole bunch of camps, like little Billy Brown's name is on there on the outside. You can also do stickers for that. So I'm just saying. So maybe your thing is that you do want to sell stickers. You can do print on demand stickers, all kinds of fun and amazing stuff that you could be selling. So the product validation we went through, we identify the target market, the target audience, which we talked about before. We're going to go through and conduct a little market research, analyze the competition. I didn't put the analyze the competition in our validation. I didn't validating a niche because, I mean, I care about the competition, but that wasn't the focus. I'm trying to validate that there is a demand for this particular product. Now, I do care about whether or not the competition is high, but I don't want that to seep into my mindset, because there's always a unique way in which you can offer this product that's different than anybody else. There's always a unique way in which you can do that. Okay. And then you want to, if you get an opportunity, like if you create a Facebook group or a target group to be able to put this product in front of, like creating a Facebook group for your avatar, whoever that happens to be. So if you love scriptures, maybe create and you like to do Bible study with your kids. So, parent or family Bible study groups, and you can create a Facebook group and just let it organically grow. I have a Facebook group that I created for Ted Lasso. I created it when I was actually in the hospital on the tail end of having COVID in 2021. Sorry, I was going to say 2019. And the end of September of 2021, I just created it on the fly while I was sitting in the hospital. There was like 2 days or 1 day before they were about to release me. And I created it on my phone, grabbed the picture from somewhere, created a Facebook group. I think that Facebook group is now up to like 4,000 or 5,000 people organically. It's just an organic group. And so you have to know that putting a product in front of that audience every once in a gray shaded moon gives me an opportunity to get some random sales. I'm not marketing to them all the time. It's 100% focused on people who love Ted Lasso. And so I'm a huge fan. I think it's a really great sitcom or show. And they, every once in a while I'll put something in there that I've made, and, people will buy. So all I'm saying is, again, create your own Facebook group so you can target your audience, or create an email list. Another way to target your audience. Test your product, and then make sure that whatever it is that you're about to do, that it's going to be profitable, which we did that first. Let's just go see whether or not what the margins are, what the money is going to be. So if you're going to work with a vendor, your vendors, your suppliers, Printful, Printify, any of the others, Zazzle, Redbubble, Teespring, I could go on and on and on. All of these vendors and suppliers, you have the opportunity to interact with them. They do have their terms of service out there. When you create your account, you can reach out to them. Most of them have that little chat bubble, so you can chat with them. They also have a way for you to contact them directly if you want to talk to them and ask some questions. And you can also order samples from them. So I want to encourage you to do that. Go look at a couple of the suppliers' websites and then go through the process. Now, I am going to talk about some of the suppliers, but not today. Next week at the beginning, I'm going to talk about a few of the different suppliers, so that way you have the opportunity to also think about other suppliers. But for the purposes of our exercise, we're using Printful today. And then, again, the other thing is that you're looking for a supplier that's going to give you upfront what their processing times are. Most of them, like Printful and Printify, are going to tell you what their guaranteed processing times are. They're going to give that to you up front, so you have that information. So the thing that you want to pay attention to with some of these suppliers is you want to pay attention to the quality of the product. Definitely want to look for the product range of the products that they have available. So they want to have a variety, shipping times, and the costs, what they are doing to help you, because costs have gone up for everybody, including print on demand. So everybody's going to be experiencing an increase in expense and cost, which means you got to pass that on to the customer. The opportunity to get mock-ups from them and samples, and then their customer service, how responsive. So if you ask them a question before you start business with them and they don't get back to you, then that may be an indication you don't want to do business with them. But if you ask them a question before you do business with them and they respond back to you, that's fantastic. And that means you can move on with life. And then, of course, looking at their pricing and what's available for their pricing. Okay. So you're going to order some samples from them once you have created your print on demand design. And then once you order those samples, see if you like them, see if the colors came out the way you want. If you're doing something simple, black and white, or if you're doing it on a color t-shirt with white letters, makes it easy. But if you're doing something that's more involved with lots of different colors, you probably want to order a sample just so the product doesn't come out crappy when the customer receives it. Like, I ordered this and it's supposed to be yellow and it's some kind of green color. Like, you don't want any problems. So go check that. So you can do a small order with a lot of the print on demand suppliers. Once you order a sample, just to see what the processing time, make a note of when you ordered it, how long it took, and then when you received it, and then how you received it, what packaging it was in, and all of that other stuff, so that way you will have some insight into your customer experience. Okay, make sure you do that, and so that you can see the quality of the product. Does that mean that the first product that you receive that's a standalone of the particular product is going to be the same quality that someone receives it after the 50th or 60th order? No. I will tell you right now, like when we get into the books, like Lulu, the first orders that I received for my books were fantastic. And then I ordered a second set and I was like, I don't know what the Sam Hill's going on here. So every once in a while, you will get some inconsistencies in quality. But for the most part, again, are they consistent more often than not? That's what you're looking for. Okay. So what we're going to do right now, I know it's like everybody take a bathroom break. Well, we're going to make sure everybody created their accounts. If you didn't, you want you to create your account too. You're going to create your Printful account. Hopefully you already did that because that's what we asked you to do in class 2 or class 3. Class 2. Then next you're going to create a Placeit account. And then once you create the Placeit account, we're going to go through and connect your Printful account to your Etsy account. We're going to upload your design to Printful. We're going to attach that design to the product that you want to put it on. Then we're going to review the product results. You know, sometimes you need it on the front and the back. Sometimes it's just on the sleeve, or sometimes it's in the middle, whatever it happens to be, whatever the product happens to be. Then you can order a sample if you want to. Otherwise, you can go ahead and push the item over to Etsy. When you push it over to Etsy, you're going to edit the title and the description. You're going to add the tags, and you're going to add any specifics like processing time, handling time, returns, anything that's important to know about this particular product. If it comes in multiple colors, anything about sizing, because I will tell you from Printful, they're going to give you that sizing information. You're also going to upload your design to Placeit. The reason you're going to do that is so you want to get some other images of your design. And then you're going to attach that design to the product and download those Placeit images in PNG. And then once you have done that, you're going to upload those images to Etsy, and then you can make your Etsy listing live. Now, I know that feels like a lot. It does feel like a lot, but it's not. So I'm going to walk through this. First, I want to say, does anybody have any questions before I start this next part? And you can type them in the chat if you have any questions. I'm just going to open up the chat window so I can see. Did anyone get any value out of what I was talking about today? Was this helpful? Did this help you in any kind of way? Did you get some ideas, some more ideas? Are you writing out your business journey? Looking for some feedback? Is everybody asleep? All right. Okay. No. Okay. All right. So now let's go through this exercise and let's see how complicated this is. Now, full disclosure, just telling you, I already have my test account attached to Printful. So I have to, I think, disconnect and try to reconnect it and see what it does. I've never done that before. So we're going to try and see what happens because I want to help you through this process. So let me go through and I don't even remember what email address I used. So okay, so once you create your Printful account, what they're going to do is they're going to walk you through when you first start. The first thing when you create your Printful account is they're going to say create your design first. Okay, so if you just created your Printful account, the first thing is they're going to say design your product. Now, before you design your product, you have to have your product ideas handy. The way that you have your product ideas handy is you go over to your Canva account and you go look for your ideas. I've got a lot of product ideas, so I got to go find them. Just a second. I have a lot of products. Hold on. Wasn't intending to do all this. Hold on just a second. So many pictures. I don't think they're named what I need them to be named, so that's the reason why I'm not searching it by name. because I have everybody on my team, like we're all sort of in here. Normally they put stuff in folders, and I should have put it into a folder. It would have made it easier to find. Okay, so give me just a second. I think I'm getting close. It's 1 month ago. That was a long time. That was 1 year ago. Okay, so it's up here. Let me look up here real quick. Okay. All right, so I created my designs. And so these are some of my designs for autism. And these are some of the products that are going to be listed. Now, not all of these are winners. They are not. But some of them are pretty cool. Some of them are not. These were all created in Canva. So some of them look like they were created in Canva, and some of them don't look like they were created in Canva. So as you see, like this little elephant thing, like that was a Canva Pro image, and then we just added some more. This one says someone, I love someone with autism, and this one is embrace neurodiversity. So this one looks pretty cool. You're going to see it on a bag here in a second. This one is be kind, different colors, different fonts. Again, love needs no words, autism awareness, be different, it's okay. Let's grow together. Autism awareness, again, the different colors. We created this awesome let's grow together autism tree. So these are all designs that are going to be superimposed on something. Awesome mom, proud autism mom. So all of these designs, you see all these designs? So these were all designs that were like created. This one is pretty cool. Radiate kindness, autism awareness. So all of these are pretty cool, and they're all sort of, transparent images. So the first thing is going back to the exercise that we did in session 3 and session 4 is you've got to come up with a design. So you have to play with Canva. You got to play with Canva. Canva can help you create some pretty cool designs. And as you can see, like if I just use the ones with the words, okay, if I could take the puzzle pieces off of here and take the hearts off of there, this is just all words. So if you go back to being concerned about using any of the elements, just remove the elements from it and just use the words. And you can see that we, different colors for the different words, each letter. So the first thing is to create your designs. Then once you created your designs, as in the exercise we did before, you're going to go and you're going to download your designs. Now you need to know which one you want to download. So you'll go to download, and then I've got 33 designs here. So I'm going to uncheck, and let's just say I'm downloading. I already have one of these uploaded, but we'll do it anyway. I'm going to download the one with the least amount of stuff. So 24. And when I download this, I need to download this as a PNG with a transparent background. Remember that, okay? The other thing is I need to make the size, over 2000 by 2000. So make sure that your size in most cases is over 2000 by 2000. You can make it a little bit bigger if you want, but not much bigger. So if I wanted to go up, I can go up to 3000, be pretty close. So I'm going to download this. I'm only downloading 24, make sure it has a transparent background, and then go from there. So now I have this design that is downloaded, and that's ginormous. And it is, it's transparent. So that's good. Now I can superimpose this particular design onto something else. Does everybody remember I sent you all a video on Canva, and then I also did an exercise with you on Canva. Is everyone in a good place with Canva? Does everyone have a design? I need everybody to respond. So can you respond, or at least get at least 4 or 5 responses? Are you comfortable with the Canva? You know how to download your design, or you have a design already created? So can you type that in the responses here? Okay, so someone said there was no video. It was at the bottom. There's a hyperlink for the video at the very bottom. It's a Loom video at the very, very bottom. Okay, so if you need help working with Canva, I'm going to encourage you again, please schedule a one-on-one session so we can go through and resolve any challenges that you're running into when it comes to Canva. Okay, just schedule a one-on-one. I'm happy to help you get that first design knocked out. I want everybody to have a first design completely knocked out. Okay, so please, please, please do that. Okay, the next thing is I'm going to take this design and I am going to upload it to Printful. Okay, I will tell you the steps that you're going to follow on Printful are going to be very similar to the steps you will follow on Printify, which are going to be very similar to the steps that you follow on Redbubble and Teespring and all those other websites. So if you can get through Printful, it's kind of like when people talk about, well, I sell on Amazon, I sell on eBay, I've never sold on Amazon. Yeah, going from eBay to Amazon was different because Amazon has categories and Amazon requires a UPC and Amazon has all of the product restrictions. But in essence, you're doing the same thing. You got to have a title, you got to have a description, you got to have images. So all of those things matter. You got to have a category. You're going to do the same thing on eBay that you do on Amazon when it comes to, you got to have a title, you got to have a description, you got to have images, you got to have like all of those things. So it's very, very similar. Even if I go create a listing on Walmart, the navigation might be different, but the essence of what I have to do is the same. At the end of the day, I'm creating a listing on that platform. The steps I have to go through are pretty close to the same. So I want you to think about it that way. So the first step is going to say, do my design. So I got to do my design. Once I do my design, it says completed. That was your first design. The next thing it's going to say is connect your store. So I have already connected my store. It's going to walk you through connecting your store automatically. So after you create your design, so if I upload my first design, so I've already done my first. So it's asking me, no, I'm not doing an order. Sorry. I'm going to do a new design. Not doing an order. Okay. So it's going to take me to something close to here to create a new product. So let's say I know I already have some stuff in here. Let me just see what I already have. Hold on. I already have some images uploaded. I think all of them are uploaded. Okay. All my images are uploaded. The store is connected. So it's an Etsy store. Okay. And I can add the product. Let me just, okay. You have the ability to add more stores. So if I want to add another store, if I want to add my eBay store, I can add it. If I want to add a Wix or Weebly store, I can add that. I can add a Shopify store. If I want to add my Amazon store, if I want to add TikTok, believe it or not, you can choose a platform where you want to create another store. Right now, this is my test store for Tony and Nick's online deals, which definitely is a cheesy name, but in any case, it's there, it exists. Okay, so my product catalog, let me just go through and see where did I upload my designs? Oh, okay. Well, I didn't do any of them. Okay, yeah, I did. Okay, so my product templates, these are the products that we have. We've done a whole bunch of stuff. We've got tote bags. These are all the images that come directly from Printful. So they're not like the world's best. Okay, they're just not. You see phone cases, you see tote bags. So you see some of the images. Got my tote bag for my mom, proud mom. Got another tote bag. I've got a water bottle. This one I think is pretty cool. And you'll notice that as soon as I rest my mouse over the top of it, it says add to store, which they're already added to my store. But let's go ahead and we're going to upload it. I just want to see which ones. That was discontinued. This is neurodiversity. Let me see how many more I got. Okay, these are the ones that I did for Christmas. All right, playing around. This is my play account. So I have a lot of play stuff in here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to product catalog. If you don't have these steps that it's automatically making you do your first design, you can go and browse new products, or if you have a product that you definitely know you want to put it on, then you can do that. So I can go ahead and I can maybe do this drawstring bag. And then once I click on the drawstring bag, it says choose a color. I have a size. There's only one size in this example. I'm going to go ahead and click on create. Now it's going to ask me to drop my design in here. My design already exists, so it's already uploaded. It's just a matter of finding it. Okay, so I would actually upload it if I didn't already have it. If I didn't already have it, I would go to click on upload new file, this red button. Once I click on upload new file, I would go and click on Proud Autism Mom. And then once I click on Proud Autism Mom, it's going to upload and come right here. Okay. I will click on apply. Once I click on apply, it's going to show up on this bag. So in this example, it's huge. And I can see these little on this site. It's different colors on different sites. Like when you're dealing with Canva, you have the like purple corners and red. And so you can use the purple and the red to determine where you are. And this one is this light blue. So I can take the light blue corners and I can move it in. So it's inside of the safe zone. They call this the safe zone. And make sure my design is inside of the safe zone. And then I can click continue. I can do a black bag or I can do a clear bag. If I wanted to do that, I can change, which ones I want to do. Okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and choose black. Okay. And I will click continue. And so this is the design that's going to come up, and I want to do the back. I'm going to do the back of the design as well. So this is the mock-up. One thing that I didn't do is I didn't click on mock-up view. So if I click on mock-up view, they give me all these sample mock-up images, which are great for this bag. This is what it would look like with that design already done. I have this one. And I have this one. Okay. So those are all examples of this particular bag. And those are great pictures. There's nothing really wrong with them. But when you look at the images on Etsy for drawstring bags, they don't look like that. Okay. So if I do drawstring bags, should be drawstring altogether one word, but anyway, you get the idea. You can see that this one says, put your design here, which is clearly very similar to what's on Printful. Okay. This one, they are definitely using Printful. This is a Printful image. So they're definitely using Printful. Okay. Here's some others that's not necessarily Printful, because I think ours is a nylon bag. So I'm just looking for other nylon bags. This one, they have a whole bunch of drawstrings. So you can see that there's other images that maybe look a little bit different or a little bit better. These guys are going to run into a copyright issue with the Mickey Mouse ears, but that's on them. So you can see that there's a bunch of different images, but they don't look necessarily like the one that we had. So which one of these is potentially closest to what I could move forward with? Well, probably this one or this one. I could move forward with those two, kind of showing I definitely want these two images in there. There's nothing wrong with this one, but it doesn't have a white background on a lot of the platforms, like the white background. So I am going to go with the ones that I have. So I'm going to choose this one. I'm going to click continue. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and save this product template. Once I save the product template, now I have this drawstring bag, and you'll see I have the words add to my store. Now, if I go back to when I first logged in, I'll come back to that in just a second. If I go back to when I first logged in, the first thing was to create a design. The second thing that they're going to make you do is connect your store. You have to have your Etsy store. It has to already exist. So if your Etsy store already exists, then you'll be able to connect to store. It's going to make you log in to Etsy. It's going to ask for permission to connect your account from Printful to Etsy automatically. When you connect your store to Etsy, and I'm probably going to mess this up, there's going to be a place, your account. Okay, I think I'm in. There's going to be a place where you can see the store is connected to Etsy. Probably, oh, come on. Yeah. All right, hold on. I gotta log out for just, I gotta log in. So I gotta not show my stop share for just a second. Let me stop share for just a second and log in. Sorry. Thought I was still logged in. Yeah, nothing like timing out. Okay. The 9,000 authentications is annoying, guys. It's so annoying. All right, back to the drawing board. Here we go. Okay. So once you get in here, the connected stores, I feel like it's like it's on one of the pages. I just don't remember where it is. That it shows that I am integrations. There we go. So under integrations, I think that's where it is my Printful will show up that Printful is integrated to my account. Manage Printful. So under integrations, when you log into after you've connected and you log into your Etsy account and you go back and look at it, it's going to, under integration, show under manage that it's connected. If I go through and disconnect, I'm sure it's going to make me go through all the steps to connect again. So maybe I'll do that next week because we're at the end of the day. But the point is that you have the ability to connect it. So it's going to step you through that. Once you connect to your store, then it's going to ask you to add the product that you just created in this first step. Add that product to your Etsy store, the store that you just connected. Once you've added it to the store, you want to edit that title and description, which is what I talked about. And you're going to also have to set up your billing for your Printful account. So if I go back over to my products and I hover over this, I can tell you this is already added to my store. If I click on add to my store, it's going to say proceed to mockups. Okay. And it's going to ask me which mockups I want to add. Okay. So I've got my choose basic mockups or create my own mockup. And you can see all of these different designs that are popping up behind it. So I can decide that I want to use one of these create my own mockups, and you can click on this red create your own and choose a completely different background design for your tote bag in this example. Or I can just choose the basic mockup and go with that. So in my choosing of the basic mockups, I want this one for sure, and this one for sure, and this one for sure. I like the white background. So I'm going to proceed with the ones that I like. So I want my main image to be this one. See how it says main image? Then I'm going to proceed to details. This is where I'm going to change the title. I keep saying you got to change the title, update the title. And this is where, again, putting in that title, the keywords that are part of the title. We will get into the weeds about the title, but for the purposes of this exercise, just know that you're going to update the title and you're going to update the description. You'll notice in the description, they're giving you the sizes. You're going to put more words in here. They need to know that this tote bag is 100% focused around parents of special needs kids, parents who have children that are autistic. It's an autism tote bag. It's a lightweight. You're going to put more selling words in here because the description that's coming from Printful is crap. It is. There's some pieces of it that you'll keep, but a lot of it, you're going to rewrite that copy yourself. You're going to rewrite it. Okay. So you're going to rewrite the title. You're going to rewrite the description to help you with the listing that you're about to create. You're going to add your tags. You separate your tags with your commas. Okay. So once I have that done, then I'm going to proceed to pricing. Once you proceed to pricing, it's like, how much are you going to sell it for? So maybe I'm going to sell it for $24.95. Okay. And I'm going to click apply. And then once I click on $24.95, my potential revenue is $8. Okay. So it's giving you some insight. Now, if I sold different colors and different sizes, I could continue on. You will see multiple. So when you start selling t-shirts, you're going to see a bunch of options show up here in small, medium, large, extra large, like da 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 da. And it's going to say, how much do you want to sell each one of these for? And it's going to give you a specific idea for your revenue. If you want to set the revenue, no matter what, you can set the revenue. And then if you have multiples and sizes for like t-shirts and hoodies and windbreakers and all that other stuff, then it will automatically calculate your retail price over here for you. Okay. So then now I can submit it to my store, my connected store. Once I proceed by submitting it to my store, it'll say add it to my store. So if I go over to Etsy, I can look at my listings. And when I look at my listings, this is going to be in my draft listings. This bag, today is May 20th, 2023. Here's the bag for $24.95. Hate the title, hate the description, but you get the point, okay? So, hate the title, hate the description, but this works. This works for right now. I can see that in my images, I have this primary image. If I wanted those other images, I had to click something so I could get the rest of the images, but I didn't do that. So the only thing that came over was this one, which is not good because you want a couple of the other images to come over too. So I made a mistake somewhere in the process. But the other thing that I wanted to do, and this is the last thing I'm going to show you, is if you didn't create your Placeit account, you need to create your Placeit account. So you go to placeit.net. I think they do have a free account. I think there is a free. I don't know. I don't see free here. There may or may not be. Oh, free account. There you go. So if you do free account, you can see free account there. So I'm going to go ahead and log in to my Placeit account. And in order for me to get some more images that I think are going to work for what it is that I want to do, I'm going to come over here and I am going to look for Placeit images for a drawstring bag. So I'm going to do drawstring bag mockup. So I have this bag, which looks very similar to one of the bags that we saw on Etsy. I have some of these other bags, as you can see. Here's another example of the bag laying down. Here's some more. Here's the bag again. Here's a bag on some, player's back. I have so many different pictures of the bag. I have a picture of the bag in front of a brick wall, which is a random picture. So I have a lot of different pictures of this drawstring bag. So what I can do is, if I think one of these pictures resonates with me, I can, like if I choose this one. So let's say I choose this one. Not that I like it or anything. So I choose this one, I can change the background and I can maybe, this example, yeah, I got a lot of stuff popping up. I want some kind of weird psychedelic. Nope, don't like any of that. So let's get rid of that. No, I don't like any of it. No image. Okay. We're going to change this to dark blue. And I'm going to upload my image. So I'm going to click on insert image, upload from a device. I'm going to grab this image. It's going to ask me if I want to crop it or not, taking it out or bringing it in. If I think it's okay, then I'll click OK. So once I have it the way I want it, then I'm going to click on crop. and then it shows up on my product. Not that this is the best one, I'm just trying to show you what it looks like. So I'm gonna resize this just a little bit. There we go, crop. All right. So there it is, drawstring bag sitting on a thing, and then the drawstring colors, we said that they were doing black. So I'm going to, oh, nope, I don't, the drawstring colors. Wait a minute, hold on. That's the background. The bag is white. I need the colors to be. So I don't see where it lets me customize the string colors. So I think this one lets me customize the string. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's customizable strings. So our strings are black. So I couldn't use this one if I wanted to. Our strings are black. So I'd have to use this one. So if I use this one, because we need black strings, right? Because that's what we saw. So we're doing black strings on this, and then I can choose a completely different color, maybe baby blue. And so this is very similar to one of these drawstring bags that we saw on Etsy earlier, because they got it from Place It. Not that one. I don't remember which one I saw. One of them was showing with the strings, and you could see that it was very similar to Place It. So the thing about Place It, it gives you more options for this particular design. You can see that Place It is also trying to get me to put it on other things. So if I wanted to make this instead of a blue background, if I wanted to choose wood, you've seen those images where they have the wood paneling in the background, or slate or something like that. This is where they're getting some of that from. So this is an example of how you get those wooden planks. And then if I wanted to superimpose like a pair of sandals or some jeans, I could literally superimpose those as well by taking this Canva picture, sorry, this picture from Place It, downloading it. The way I download is, we did Place It last week, is I download it here. I'll have a download button. Once I download it, I can re-upload it up to Canva, superimpose some sandals, superimpose whatever next to it, a jacket, and I'm done. And then now I can upload any of those images up to this Etsy listing. With the Etsy listing, once I have all the pictures, so I can add more pictures, add more pictures, add more pictures. Once I've edited the title and the description, I can click publish. If you edit the title and the description before it makes its way over to Etsy, then anytime you make any changes inside of Printful, it will always push them back over to Etsy. So that way you don't have to rewrite the title and rewrite the description. So that's why I say, when you're doing this in Printful, make sure you write the title and the description, okay? Make sure that you're getting the title and the description the way that you want it. Okay. Let me just get to details. So I want to make sure I have the title that I want and the description. So anytime I make any changes, it works out for me. Okay, I know that was a lot that I covered, but I want you to know that the easiest part is actually the part that I just went through, which is you make the design. Then once you make the design, then you upload it to Printful. You put it on a product, you resize it, you walk through the steps, you add it to your store. That is the easiest part. It doesn't take that long. You saw what I did. You saw how long it took me. And I literally have been talking the majority of this time, just getting you through the first part of this. So that entire part was probably 20 minutes, maybe 15. So I hope this works for you. What I would love for everybody to do is I want you to go back and I want you to work on a design. Doesn't matter to me what design you choose. You wrote down, I suggested that you write it down way back in session 2. Write down some things around physical products, around digital products, or printable products, and also around books, so that way you have something to start with. Create a design in Canva. Come to class in the next session with your design ready to go. Connect your store. And if you run into any problems, send me an email, please. Send me an email, ecomsellersmastery@gmail.com, ecomsellersmastery@gmail.com, ecomsellersmastery@gmail.com. And that way I can help you get your store connected if you are not able to get your Etsy store connected to Printful. This is only for testing purposes, okay? You'll be able to see when we go through next week what the other print-on-demand providers are and what their integrations are. But for right now, we're using Printful as part of this exercise because it's one of the most intuitive and easiest to use. Okay, if you want to connect your Printful store to eBay instead of Etsy, that's fine. You just have to be able to do the whole login and make sure that the connection worked by going into your integrations and just make sure it's connected. So what questions can I answer? I think I've unmuted everybody, maybe, and I want to be able to answer your questions. So what questions can I answer? I know I covered a lot of stuff. What questions can I answer? So we can get some designs up next week or this week. Questions? You're able to talk, just so you know. Okay. All right. If there are no questions, I hope that this session was a blessing to you. Connect your stores. And then let's come back. I'm going to actually play with disconnecting my store and reconnecting it. So if I can disconnect and reconnect, I'll just record that for next class. Okay. So if you don't have any questions, I will see you all in session 6, where we continue working down the path of physical products. We're going to say goodbye for now. Thanks, guys.